always striving for the next big thing in digital content while keeping it 100 on the positivity scale. Everyone, please welcome our digital boy wonder, Aguinaldo.
This part should be talked about, which is telling your story in a noisy social media world. So, how we create from within ourselves. I'd like to start with this quote. I don't know if anyone has said this before, but I've said it. So, I've said it like once or twice. So, I think I'll quote myself here that social media is the Wild West. What do you guys think about with the term Wild West? Anyone, you can just shout it out if you want to. Magulo. Anything goes, basically, diba? And which is true in social media, parang everyone suddenly has a voice now. Everyone suddenly has the opportunity with like the next person beside them. We all have a platform. Social media democratized content, democratized the way we connect each other. And it's free. It's free real estate. Why call it that? Because, again, anything goes. You can post whatever you want, be whoever you want, showcase whatever you want. So in a way, it becomes this super colorful world that anyone can just be anyone. But it's also like an issue. Now anyone can be anyone, everyone is everyone. So is there space for you in social media? So you may be wondering now, if you guys want to start a YouTube channel, or a TikTok, or Twitter, anything you guys want, a mukbang channel, ASMR, whatever you want, how do you make it now in this crazy, saturated social media world? We could also say nothing is new, everything that can be created has already been created. Do you guys feel that? Do you guys feel that na parang all the YouTube videos have been done, all these challenges, all these pranks, it's getting redundant kasi that's the thing we see all the time. It's the same thing, but you know, how do we break out of that? How do we stand out from being like just another video on YouTube? Or at least that's what we think. Maybe that's the general idea that everyone thinks about. That's why it's happening, because that's what everyone's starting to think about. Hey, there's no more space for me. Why should I start my YouTube channel? There's like 100 other YouTube channels out there. Why do this? Why do that? You know, how do I stand out? Are you guys, I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with the bottle cap challenge. Yeah? So yeah, I just wanted to highlight this because the bottle cap challenge is something that looks so ordinary. And like, it's just a normal thing that you do, like whoever just opens the bottle like the most creative way, I guess, and makes it cool. And in a way, it gave everyone a try on like this challenge. Hey, I can do this sort of like way to open that bottle cap, or like do it slow-mo and do it different ways. Even I joined the challenge. Like, check this out.
Yeah, I got you.
There we go, magic. Wait there. Yeah, you all should recycle, right? So, throw your plastic bottles in the right bin. No, but like, I thought this was already done before. Like, I'm sure someone had thought about, you know, like doing this sort of challenge with like kicking the bottle and putting it in the recycling bin. And then I found out no one has ever even thought about it, even though the challenge was already out for like a week, 2 weeks. So, you know, if I contemplated on not posting that, then it wouldn't even be out there. But then again, this got featured on like Complex, High Snobiety, stuff like that. It got like 500k views. It's crazy. Like, you can just make it viral. So something so simple can make it so viral also, you know? It's just a lot of people relate to it as well. So sometimes it's also the timing. Sometimes it's going with what's relevant. But at the same time, it was my way of showing my take on the challenge. You get me? It was me just being me. Though it's something like the ball cap challenge, everyone has done it, but like I'm doing it my way. So maybe that's why it resonated with people, because I did it like in a unique sort of way. So there goes my first point. And my first point is find your voice and focus on it. I'm sure a lot of us have something to say online. That's why we all have Twitter. That's why everyone on Twitter is super ingay and just like, it's all like, just, you know, everyone saying whatever they feel. And that's also cool because like, sometimes that's how we connect with people or like-minded people or people who have the same interests as us. And just by like tweeting a post, and then we connect through that, and we become mutuals because of a certain interest. You know, and like that also inspired me. If I could find mutuals in the same like, let's say fan base of like Avengers or like film, like it just means I relate with someone out there. So if I want to make something, I'm sure someone will relate with me. Someone will relate with my vlog, someone will relate with my photos, the way I tweet. So that's really cool because social media is really the way to connect with people. Like we weren't born with like having this device on our pockets 24/7. Like the world is literally in our pockets now. Like we weren't born with that, and now it's just we sometimes take it for granted that it's so easy to connect and also disconnect with people on social media. This is also a main point I want to point out is authenticity. It's very important to be authentic online. And I know a lot of YouTubers out there or a lot of content creators put up like a persona. Like they're so different online versus how they are in person. I'm sure you've met a lot of people who seem so different on their Instagram, but once you meet them in person, like they're boring. I guess in a way social media helps us showcase our best foot or our best side. But we're not always our best side. Sometimes we also have low moments, maybe most of the time, you know. And that's part of being human. And I think this whole sphere of being mentally aware or like how mental health awareness has risen the couple of years or even just the couple of months just proves that you know, we're all pressured to seem perfect or put our best foot forward, but that shouldn't be the case. So the big question now is there a certain formula to pop in social media? Like, should I like post like mirror selfies or like my Starbucks cup, my breakfast, egg yolk, braiding, you know, videos? Is there a formula? What do you guys think? In the room, you guys think there's a formula to pop in social media? Yeah? No? Well, I don't know also. And I think that's the thing. Like, we don't know. And how do we know if there's a certain formula to follow or a certain type of feed goal to achieve? Like, there are people like, I don't want to name names, but these are the people. Like, you already know them, and they're pretty prominent on social media, but everyone posts like these people. Like, I see a lot of posts that kind of is inspired by people from social media, and they feel like, if I post like this certain person, it means I'm gonna grow as well, and I'm gonna be like, you know, like them. Sure, they're cool to get inspiration from, but like, what if you don't get the results you were hoping? These people have millions of followers, go around the world, but okay, you go vacation also around the world just to take some certain photos, but you know, it makes you bankrupt. So it's not also authentic to you. You're just trying to live up into a persona that you want to achieve. But at the end of the day, you're going to burn out because that's not you. And what we want to share in social media is who we are. Because no one is like us. No one has the same experiences as us. So I think it's very important to tell our truth, to speak our truth, to share what inspires us, to what makes us live. Also, something if you want to grow in social media, I think also consistency is a key. Like, who posts here at least once a day on their Instagram? Like maybe it's a story, We reply to a message, a comment. A lot of you guys? No, almost, yeah. But who here wants to grow on social media? Don't be shy. There, see? Yeah, we have to be consistent also on the way we engage with our followers, the way we post online. Because if we don't be consistent, then our voice will get drowned by all these other people or all the other noise around us. So I think it's also very, very important to be consistent. Maybe at least post once a day. This is more on the practical side. Like I'm sharing some of my insight for you guys. Like maybe on Twitter, even if on Twitter you should tweet once a day, share something. It doesn't have to be like super significant. It can just be mundane. But I think engagement and like just putting yourself out there is part of like being consistent. Also, something not a lot of content creators talk about is not being consistent or taking a break. Taking a break is so important because I think the reason people burn out is because their lives is social media. That's all they intake when they wake up, social media. While having lunch, social media. Before bed, social media. So it becomes their lives. But it's also important to take a break. And I feel that if you could make it, and if you pop already, even if you take a break, I'm sure you can pop again because whatever took you to pop in the first place can also make you pop in the second place. So don't worry if you're not as consistent as you'd hope for. And I think breaks and rest is very essential. So these are some of the pictures or profiles I just want to share. I follow Sam Colder, Emily Oberg, Amy Song, and a meme page called The Kwan. So as you can see, this is more on their talking about their brands and their consistency on how they want to post or how they want people to like perceive themselves on social media. So as you can see, Sam Colder is a travel vlogger, Emily Oberg is a lifestyle, wellness and health, Amy Song is fashion, and The Kwan is just a meme page. And as you can see, they have millions of followers, but at the same time they're also consistent. But they know how to Emily Oberg doesn't post as much. And Sam Colder also, he just posted like once in every 3 weeks or something like that. But yeah, it really depends. More on The Kwan, he posts every day. So I guess that's like a meme page has to post every day. And like I think that's how he grows to like 8 million followers, I think right now. Amy as well. So the big question also here is it good enough? Is the picture or the video or even the content you're producing good enough? Is that article good enough? I think a lot of us have a lot of self-doubt before we post. Sometimes people would post and then if it doesn't get the amount of likes it gets in like 5 minutes, they delete it. Because like they feel like bad. Like numbers have kind of took control of Instagram. Like it inhibits us to post if we don't get the amount of likes we want, which is counterproductive. Instagram should be there to like promote creativity and promote individuality, but in a sense the number and like system has inhibited creators to actually create because now it's more of a mental game now. The answer is you'll never know. If something's good enough, you'll never know. Because perfection is subjective. It only depends from person to person. We would never really know if it's not good enough for me, it might be good enough for someone else. Or it might be like the best work he's ever seen for someone else. So we'll never really know. And I don't want our self-doubt to stop us from just like putting out whatever creativity we have to the world, because it's like holding back on a gift that you've been giving and holding back to a gift you've been given to the world. So this is my personal checklist in creating content. First, of course, I ask myself, is it creative? Like, has this been done before? And if it has, then what can I do in order for it to be different or to be me? Second, I ask myself, does it, promote positivity or discussion, or does it just promote hate? Does it promote like self-loathing? And I ask myself also, what's the purpose of every post do I make? Do I aim to inspire? Do I aim to motivate? Do I aim to entertain? And I get this a lot too, like it stops me from like posting as well, and I'm guilty of this. Every time I make a vlog or a photo, I take a photo, I'm usually like, it's not perfect enough so I don't post. But I want to stop doing that and just focus on posting it, because we'll never be perfect. It's not gonna be perfect for everyone. Someone's always gonna not like it, including ourselves. So for me, just post it, At the end of the day, at least it's out there. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be good enough to be out there. I want to leave you guys with this. And this is actually a quote that I've lived on for the past few months now. Because I've been on and off in social media, and I actually take breaks and try to realign myself. Why I started social media, or why am I doing the things I'm doing? Why am I telling the stories I'm telling? And sometimes we just have to recalibrate and find our norths. I know everyone here has their own versions of the North Star. I'm sure you guys are familiar with the stories about the North Star, about how travelers can seem lost when they're walking through a desert or through a mountainous terrain they don't know. They just look up and recalibrate themselves to the North Star and then continue on their journey. And I think that's very relevant to us now, that sometimes we just have to remember why we do the things we do and just keep on going no matter what. Because if this boy never posted his first video on YouTube or his first sneaker review, then maybe one day he'll never achieve things like this. Thank you guys so much. My name is Aguinaldo.
What's up guys, it's your boy LA. Please subscribe to KevInSeries. Like this video, it means more than you know. Subscribe if you haven't.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.